Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head, and hopefully you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. So as you know, the Mets played on TV today. Jonah Tom did not pitch well. He pitched 3 innings. He gave a three-run home run to Graham Nolan. He is not going to be ready for the season. I think that he'll be going to AAA. And like I said, he's not ready yet. And I know it's just first start. I know he's working on things, but I would think that there's no reason to rush him. The Mets have plenty of depth in their rotation with the guys they have. But I do say, and I've been saying this for the last few weeks, that he is the key to the Mets season. If he's able to really pitch like he's pitched in Double-A and Triple-A this year, the Mets will call him up without a doubt. And if he's able to continue the progress that he has made over the last 2 years, last 2 seasons, the Mets are going to be very difficult to handle. And when you have great pitching, you're going to go far. And the Mets have a very good pitching staff now with Freddie Peralta and Nolan McLean and the rest of the guys behind them. The Mets are going to be much more formidable on the mound than they were last year. We'll see how the bullpen is. Obviously, we'll see how this group plays together as everyday players. And we'll see how that is. But here we have another mock trade for you. And it all comes from all these different places, all these different individuals that don't know much about the Mets. Let me read you this from the Brewers, SI.com, Milwaukee Brewers. MLB mock, a frog in my throat. MLB mock trade. Brewers land slugger and blockbuster deal with the Mets. Brewers have swung a few big trades to push the team in the right direction going forward. Okay, let's see here. Now, we've talked a lot of trades, a lot of crazy trades. Let's see how crazy this is. Milwaukee, this is from a Brewers perspective, so we know where this is going. Milwaukee Brewers finished with the best regular season record in baseball last year, but they opted to sell off their roster during the offseason. They swung 3 big trades that hurt the team now, but better prepared it for the future. Isaac Collins was traded to the Kansas City Royals in a bit of a head-scratching trade. Freddie Peralta was moved to the Mets in exchange for Jed Williams and Brandon Sproat. Jed Williams was pretty good in spring training, by the way, in the few games that I've seen. And finally, Caleb Durbin and 2 others were traded to the Boston Red Sox in exchange for a 3-player haul headlined by Kyle Harrison, who I believe is the former prospect for the San Francisco Giants. I guess they traded him in the Rafael Devers deal. And the Brewers might not be done yet. Bleacher Report Zachary Reimer recently suggests the Brewers could look to trade for Mets slugger Mark Vientos to cap off their offseason and fill the hole at third base this spring. A trade for Vientos would solve the Brewers' problems. You know what's funny about this? They post the picture of what they say is Mark Vientos, but it's not Mark Vientos. I don't know what the hell this guy is. This is probably AI. This is probably just a case of wish casting. But it does feel like the Brewers need more power. They only hit 166 home runs last year. And that's not counting when they got out-homered in both of their playoff series. Now, that's the one thing about the postseason. You got to be able to hit for power. But you got to get there first. Reimer wrote, that's me saying that. Given Milwaukee's tight payroll, it's crucial that Vientos, who homered 27 times in 2024, isn't eligible for arbitration until next year. There's also familiarity between these front offices, which has already come into play once this offseason. I would mention, the first trade that David Stearns made was for Adrian Hauser and Tyrone Taylor. That was the very first move, very first trade. All of Milwaukee's trades seemingly work together. In the Peralta trade, they lose a starting pitcher but add a talented infield prospect and a talented pitching prospect. Now, if you're a fan of the Brewers, give you an idea of what Brandon Sproat could be. He could be a number 3 starter, or he could be a very good reliever. He could be a back end. He could be a closer because he throws that hard. And the Durbin trade, they're losing an infielder, which they've already replaced in the Peralta deal, while bringing in a very talented young starter to replace the aforementioned Peralta. Jed Williams he could be a star. That's how good he is. I'm not just saying that. The only thing that's held Jed Williams back his whole life is his height. He's 5'6", very short little kid. Adding Vientos would create a lot more stability for the Brewers. Instead of hoping Williams is ready to replace Durbin at third, they could add Vientos to replace him. But here's the thing, Williams is not a third baseman. He's just not big enough. He's just not tall enough. This would allow Williams to play some outfield while working as a super utility man in the infield if he's ready for the big leagues. Okay? It's tough to tell how much Vientos would cost in the deal, but if they don't hold an incredible value on him, the Mets don't, the idea makes sense for the Brewers. Now, here's the thing about Vientos. He's not a good third baseman. He's just not. Now, we'll see how he is at first. The first is a different kind of animal. He made a pretty good play in the game against the Cardinals on Wednesday. The ball in the dirt. We'll see how he is at first. He's going to get a lot of reps at first base. He's going to play a lot of first base. The thing about, the one thing that's interesting about Vientos is he's got a great arm. That's the one thing that he's good at third base. His hands aren't great. His reactions aren't great. But he's got a gun for an arm. He's got a very accurate arm. He's a very strong arm. Gets the ball, he's going to get the guy at first, but he just can't. His feet, he doesn't have quick feet. He doesn't have, cat-like reflexes. But other than that, he's great at third. No, I mean, he's more of a first baseman, but you don't get to utilize that arm of his. That's the only problem. But we'll see how he is. But what do you think about this trade? They didn't even put what the Mets are getting in return. Mets could use some more bullpen help. That's for sure. That seems to be the one thing that I'm a little concerned about. But let me know what you think about this video. And of course, I take super thanks on this video. And we will have live streams at some point and talking about the Mets at some point when I get a chance. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later.